G'day YouTubers, Steve from Vintage Restorations Australia here. In today's video we're going to take a look at installation of the windows, the door and the hatch and how we go about getting them ready to go in and how we put them in. Marchin's polishing this window with a buffing wheel and buffing compounds. He's basically cutting off the oxide, getting it back to a nice mirror shine. We like to do this before we install the windows rather than after. Once we finish polishing, we give it a good clean with mineral turpentine to ensure that the residual polish is all gone. It's going to get another polish when it's on, but if you polish before you put the window frames in and things, it makes it a lot easier. Doesn't it, Marchin? This morning we're going to refit these windows here behind me, on both sides actually. Up in here there's a couple of little butterfly hinges. They're hard things to find. They often break and they're often missing on a van. That's one of them there. They're impossible to find, so we've got a scrap band down the bottom, another 12.9 that we pull parts off whenever we need bits and pieces like doors or windows or these little things. So that one's come off our spare van because we've got one missing. If you've got one missing, it can really hold you up on your restoration. So spare parts for these, rare as rockin' horse poop. Here's that frame we took out before that had the glass in it that we mentioned a bit earlier. We're going to convert this to an opening window. So we've salvaged the frame, cleaned it all up. These are the screw holes that we looked at earlier and said not to monster because we're going to reuse this. So we'll either pop a rivet into those to tidy them up. But there's the frame in and ready for an opening window, which we'll make up. This is the rear window that we've made up. So it's basically just a 35 by 35 aluminium hollow section that's been welded together in the corners at a 45-degree angle join. We then add this little trim on the inside to hold the glass and then trim on the other side of the glass. So this is just SIKAFLEXed and riveted into position. So you can see there we've just put the SIKAFLEX in, pop that on top of the Sika, and then bang a little 1/8 rivet, about 5 of them on each length, 3 on the ends, job done. You can see here what we've done. We've just riveted that little angle section in to make the sill for the window. We've done that all the way around. So when the glass goes in, it goes on this side with a bit of silicone, and then we put another trim on the other side. Do exactly the same on that side facing inward. And that gives you your rear window. It's sort of fairly straightforward. You can see the corners there, we've just cut and welded these on a 45, so that's nice and square. Front window all refitted, glass back in, that's the original glass, which is good. We've got a roof hatch here. What I'm doing is I've lined it with stainless steel, so that's a stainless steel sheet, you can see under there. And then we've got to lock it in to position, so that's been contact adhesive attached. And then we cut these U-sections of aluminium extrusion and we glue and rivet them in. You see this corner here has been pushed in and dinged, and the only way to get this out is to panel beat from behind, so that requires disassembling the entire door. Marchin's unpicking the edge of this, just using one of my good chisels and a piece of timber there to lever up the edge. Here's the door here disassembled. We found a bit of corrosion on this hinge, which we've removed some tannic acid, cut the hole for the porthole window, put a new block in there because that's what the lock has to attach to. It has to go in there and screw in. And we sort of beat out that corner that was a bit dingled that we showed you a little bit earlier, so that's all good now. So now we're just going to fit this little porthole window, and that's simply a matter of cutting a hole to size, drill your hole, SIKAFLEX it in, rivet it in, job done. So to mount the door so that it folds out flat against the side of the van when it's open, you need to make the hinges a little bit longer. The standard hinges were longer. So we use these back flap hinge, but they're actually a little bit too long. So we get them, mark them and then cut them down and then drill another hole in here. And that way we get the right length of hinge. So they're a bit bigger than your standard hinge, but they allow the door to open flat. Where we're applying the cladding to the hatch here, we're trying to match this line here so it looks like it's you know, a continuous line right through the van. That's going to be polished above there and painted below, so we've got to do the hatch exactly the same so we get some continuity. So Marchin's just cut that sheet and cleaning it up, and then we'll SIKAFLEX and rivet that on like we do with everything else. Boom. The trims around the hatch are not just a decorative trim, they're actually the weather seal. So this little lip here, on the outside of that, in this section, there's a rubber seal that fits in there, and that weatherproofs the seal when the door is shut. So that little lip runs all the way around, so across the top and down each side, and that just provides that weatherproof seal for the entire door. So these trims around the edge, we pre-polished them like you just saw Marchin doing. Then we fit them around and just replace the originals. We custom cut those so that they're the right width and things, and they fit in there nicely. Pretty much do that on all the windows. You see here on the rear window it's the same. We fit them right around there, and on this other side window. This front window here is a fixed window, it doesn't open, so you've got to ensure that the joint's quite nice along there. So we rip those down to ensure that it's a nice tight fit. Marchin's just finishing the last of the door trims. No more trims after that, I promise, Marchin.
Yay! Videos of us fixing mistakes.
Yes. This is a warts and all video, mate. What happened there, Marchin?
An act of God.
There is no God, mate. Just you Polish and your God stuff.
Something broke our window.
Pope Marchin. That sums it up for today's episode, folks. If you've got any questions about the windows or the doors or the hatch and things, feel free to pop a comment in down below there, or if you just want to say g'day or make a suggestion or even request something that you'd like to see us do, we're always open to that. If you haven't subscribed, we'd love it if you can, because we need 1,000 subscriptions before YouTube will pay us for anything. So we're slowly getting there, and that'll keep us making these videos to share with you. That's pretty much it for the week. We hope to see you for the next episode. Till then, take care.